Welcome to the Low Carb Athlete Podcast, where we focus on discussing topics to help you burn fat, optimize health, and improve performance in life and sports. Transform the whole you from the inside out with the WHOLESTIC Method. Let's dive in. Here's your host, Debbie Potts.
Hey guys, it's Debbie Potts, and I'm here with you, stuck at home, to talk to my friends by myself. I think we are recording this during week 2 of our coronavirus outbreak, and I'm in Seattle, Washington, and we are working on isolation and working on finding a new routine in life and a new schedule. It's my first day with my husband working at home as well as myself. I'm pretty much out of business, personal training clients in person, so I'm just trying to focus on building what I have been doing the last 3 months, focusing on my health coaching program and wellness programs, and trying to get my group 5-day wellness program going to help other people in the 30-day program, because I really think this is going to be going on for a few more weeks. I feel like we're going to be home with our gyms closed and our regular routine just kind of gone. And we have to figure out this new norm, what to do with ourselves. And it could be another month, I think through April. And part of it, I'm not going to get into politics. I always avoid politics, but really right now it's just amazing if you read information coming from our government and the Trump's quotes from Trump since this all started is kind of hilarious and makes you furious at the same time. So what I feel like I need to do is just trying to make the positive into each day and really help everyone make the best of this situation. And I think going forward with this new schedule, we need to find some sort of purpose and find a routine. So as we're working from home and we're, in isolation, some places, I think you're still able to go for a walk or run or bike ride outside, as we've been doing in Bellevue, Washington, and staying, 6-10 feet apart. And, when you pass people, you kind of feel awkward, but everyone's smiling and, waving to each other, hello, but you kind of have to walk around them and stay away. And just trying to stay at home. And I know I went for a bike ride Saturday and Sunday it's Monday today, past weekend, and noticed there's tons of people parked at the trailheads for Cougar Mountain Trail hiking area by me. And then Squawk Mountain has lots of hiking trails, and the parking lots were filled. And I don't really understand how that's really being in isolation and staying 10 feet away from people, because you're on a single track trail. So I think we need to really, take this seriously, and it's freaking scary, and just how we can't depend on our government to get stuff done. And so what I'm getting to is my podcast. I'm going to focus on different things you can do to take care of yourself. And I'm posting things on my Facebook and Instagram page, Low Carb Athlete. So if you like Low Carb Athlete on Facebook, I'll put daily updates on there for ideas for nutrition and exercise and walking and how to take care of yourself. And, really important to take supplements. A lot of people probably think I'm trying to make a buck from all this and sell supplements, but it's real. You should be doing, I think, athletic greens or some type of maca greens that Dr. Anna Kaveka has. I think, vitamin D, vitamin C, a B complex, take a Megaspore biotic, all these different things, zinc. I'm taking a ton of stuff, mitochondria support. I'm taking my liver iron pills and all this different stuff. So if you're not eating good food is always important. And eating in a relaxed state, as we talk about that parasympathetic nervous system, we need to be mindful of when we're eating, how we're eating, and what we're eating. But you still need to supplement. We don't get enough nutrition that we need, especially right now, trying to boost our immune system by just eating the food that's coming from your local grocery store. And I know a lot of people, even if you're doing low carb, they could be eating more packaged processed foods. So I really work well with eating more protein and keeping my carbs low and eating some vegetables, but really getting my athletic green drink during the weekdays for sure. I'll be doing 1 scoop a day, and I put my Keon aminos in there and some other stuff for my mitochondria like creatine and L-carnitine and D-ribose. I've been throwing into this mitochondria superfood drink each day during the week. And getting my butcher box, we ordered it 3 times this month so we could stock up, but just having steak and burgers. And I eat simple during the week. Weekends, Neil, my husband, is a good cook. I am not a good cook. I make things simple like a burger patty and put some, this Primal Kitchen mayonnaise or pesto on it or something, and I'm good. So I am here to help you. And the holistic method I created back in 2014, 2015, 5 years ago. It's about taking care of the whole you from the inside out. And I wrote a book. You can catch up on reading. My book is on Amazon, The Holistic Method Manual, and it's a workbook. There's a chapter on each of the 8 elements. And the 8 elements, if you're not familiar with it, are nutrition, exercise is number 2, and they're not in order at all. It just is all these 8 elements impact each other. So it's like a spoke on a wheel. If one spoke's broken, they're all going to be kind of out of alignment. So it's homeostasis is balance. So we want to reach optimal health by keeping all these different elements in balance. So we've got, as I said, nutrition and exercise, and then sleep, stress, movement, which is also mobility. And then we've got digestion, which also is gut health. And I would like to add hormone balance in there as well. And then hydration is really key. And then the 8th element is really important right now. And I keep trying to post on social media these reminders of being positive outlook, positive mindset, positive vibes, really having that positive attitude is really important. But happiness is the 8th element, gratitude, and really trying to make today the best day ever. And I know it sounds silly because our world is just, crazy right now, but also the positive of all this is bringing the world together. As people keep saying, we're all in this together. And, I have some friends in Australia and New Zealand and the UK and different places in the world, and you kind of feel united. And it's funny, New Zealand has just a few cases compared to us of coronavirus, and they're on lockdown. But some reason we're not on lockdown in Washington State where it started. So how ridiculous is our government to not just making us force people to stay home because people are not, and we're kind of the epicenter where it started in the US. So don't let me go on about that. Anyway, so today I find it hard to wake up and not leave. I have to get up and go, or else I feel lethargic. And I think, again, the word purpose is really important. And finding routine, a lot of us like to have a routine. And I think that's an important part right now. So my suggestion is finding your own routine. I posted on my Low Carb Athlete Facebook page last night ways to take Sunday night, what am I trying to say? Sunday night, I take time out to look at my schedule ahead. And I always do this, but it's just different because I can't get up and go to the Bellevue Club. And, my typical workout last few months has been lifting weights, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, more mobility Mondays, Tuesday, Thursdays, ride the spin bike. I'd swim at noon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursdays, I'd run, and Friday after work run. Saturdays swim, master swimming at 7 in the morning, come home, then go for a bike ride when the weather warms up, and then Sundays go for a long run and maybe easy bike ride. But now the athletic clubs are closed. I am a personal trainer for how long am I? 48 somehow. But so 28 years I've been a personal trainer. I was doing personal training and ran the fitness center. Back in college, I was the health and wellness coordinator or something on the campus fitness centers at Western Washington University in Bellingham. So I've done this a long time. I brought my home equipment home last Monday. And so I have some just kind of core work stuff. So the BOSU, couple stability balls, and the wheel, which always kills my abs. So I have a bunch of stuff, a bench, a medicine ball, and some things. So I have some tools, and I'm able to create a workout at home. Not really any heavy lifting like I like to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I have something I can do at home. I can use body weight. There's benches, there's steps outside. You can do leg stuff. So I'll give you ideas on Low Carb Athlete Facebook page, workout ideas you can do at home without any equipment. And if you happen to have a BOSU, I put a link in one of my blogs and sent it to my clients, that stuff you can buy on Amazon and get at home, like a stability ball. I like the BOSU brand that has a sand in it, because then you can do different exercises with it and it doesn't roll away. And I like having a BOSU. I like the perfect push-up handles are great. The wheel, and you can spend, a couple $100 and get a bunch of stuff. So medicine balls I put in there, and there's kettlebells, which are obviously heavy to ship. But there's some things you can get, like ankle bands. Bands you can throw around your door hinge, or outside, something stable, lock down, loop it around. And I've, find bands you can do a ton of hard work with. So there's stuff you can do at home. What I did today is yoga. And one of my favorite yoga instructors is Baron Baptiste. I used to do all of his videos back in the day of VCR days. And I used to do when I took yoga teacher training, I taught yoga, and I just did Pilates mat, stop Pilates mat training years ago. So I've done all this stuff. I loved learning yoga from Baron. It's kind of my kind of style. It's more athletic, vinyasa flow. So it's a lot of strength and flexibility. So it's great for athletes. And today I found a yoga for athletes by Baron. It was a little too short for me, a little beginner, but it'd be great if you're not familiar with yoga. I'll put the link on my Facebook page. But I did yoga, and then we did a core workout. And there's an essential part of starting your day. I think everyone that's working at home really, really needs to take seriously. No joke. Get outside. And I know we're supposed to stay home and not be around people, but I think you're able to walk outside in your own neighborhood. I didn't see anybody up. It was, I work out at 6 a.m. I'm already screwed up with my sleep cycle. I usually go to bed at 8, wake up at 4:30, and I'm at the gym and working out by 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. But today I woke up at 5:30, so I'm already off an hour, going to bed later, waking up later. So my new schedule is a little different, not having to have personal training clients at 7 a.m. So we went for a walk today after workout. I did this last week. I'm in Seattle. It was beautiful. It was cold. Those cold thermogenesis walk. It was 35 degrees out, blue sky, and the rain's back this week. So I still went outside. Luckily, it wasn't raining. It was just cloudy, but it was still a little cool. So I just wore my tank top, and it was very refreshing. And just 10-minute little loop around the neighborhood. And it's a great way to start your day. I don't know how people are not going outside, and when you're stuck at home, that you're just staying inside. I think, waking up and going to work at home, you have to have kind of feel like you're leaving the house and come back and then start your next thing. Like get into work mode, get focused, and go to your office and get set up. Now, the other thing is the refreshing air is therapeutic. Getting daylight exposure, if you've learned about your sleep circadian rhythm, being outside and getting the daylight in the morning is good to help that melatonin cortisol rhythm. And so waking up, sunrises, you're outside, even if it's just short duration, I think will create benefits. I think mobility is really important, so we're not inside and not getting movement. So walking, and part of my wellness challenge I'm trying to promote online and get everyone to do is a 5-day wellness challenge that we go and get 10,000 steps a day. We work out in the morning, and we do our intermittent fasting and time restricted eating. If I could get everyone to do that around the world, 20 people a week would be awesome. So I'm trying to start that next week in April. May I have a sip of my coffee? So good. So getting outside and walking is really important throughout the day. So I told my husband Neil, because we're both working at home today, the first day, set up his office in my infrared nutritional therapy room I have here. Now it's his office. I'm over here in my office. And I said lunchtime break. I usually go swimming. And so now obviously I can't go to the health club. So I'm going to go outside and get a walk because it's a rest, active recovery day. So we ran and biked weekends. Usually Monday's a little lighter. So I'm not going to run today and overtrain. Really important, I think, for us type A competitive endurance athletes is not to run every day. As we are older, we need more recovery time. So, running every other day or every 2 days and then run, I think is good. So walking is a new discovery, right? It's like we walk all the time when we travel to Europe and go on to New York City or Boston. We walk miles and miles, and I never do that at my own house in my own neighborhood. So it's kind of interesting to realize, I can go for a walk outside 30 minutes. So I challenge you to wake up and go work out at home. Plan ahead just as you would. Well, hopefully I do. I always organize the night before, what I'm going to do. So I know I have a plan to my day. I have a schedule before I go to bed the night before. So I knew I was doing yoga. I planned out the whole week, actually, what ideal plan for workout schedule will be since we're at home. And then I got up and made the coffee. I make French press coffee. So I grind the coffee beans. This week's coffee I have today is Stumptown. And, I forget the name. Stumptown something. I forget which beans. This light gray bag that I love. So I made Stumptown coffee. And then we went and did our yoga class with Baron. It's on YouTube. And there's different videos that I used to always do. I found these old ones that I used to do the VHS videos. And really funny that they're on YouTube. So yoga and then core workout, which I need to video my own because we did this one I'm not going to suggest doing that I did because she needed to do more hip extension. She did too much hip flexion exercises for 15 minutes, so it didn't have enough balance and technique and warm up. I think a lot of people, if I told them to do it, would hurt their back. So I'm a big form and alignment person, and you have to have balance. So you shouldn't do a lot of hip flexion without doing a bridge or Superman or back extension in between. So anyways, walking outside, then come home, shower, get ready, start your work day. Have your coffee, have your water, put some sea salt in that water. Then my supplements. I'll take a picture of what I'm taking. I'm taking a lot. So I'm taking MitoQ, and I just bought their new one with the liver support in it. Really important to have liver support and antioxidants because we have oxidative stress and liver congestion. And we want our detoxification system to really work well, as well as our immune system. So I take mitochondria support. So I have the MitoQ and the True Niagen, which helps as well as MitoQ for your mitochondria cells. And then I have us taking vitamin C 3 times a day. I have this immune booster from Biotics I take 3 times a day. I take this other IgG immune globulin antibody G that helps support the mucosal layer in your gut, because remember, we'll talk next, our gut is immune system's 80% in your gut. So my point on educating people with health issues is really your immune system is your guts. So gut health is essential right now. And that goes back to what I was saying about the holistic method, working on, what you're eating, how you're eating, when you're eating, working on proper digestion and taking the proper supplements, as well as exercise and sleep is essential. So as FDN practitioners, we call it the Dress for Health Success Protocol. And that is something that I do in my health coaching program, but creating an individualized protocol to work on your diet, your nutrition, your rest is, your sleep, and taking time during the day to reset, reboot, nap if you need it, exercise, and that's essential part right now, but I think less is more. So a lot of us endurance athletes, if you're a triathlete, trail runner, marathoner, we tend to do too much. So 45 minutes is plenty for exercise, aerobic, and then really important to get strength workout because that's our muscle building we want to work on, especially as we get older and we get more stress. We have that anabolic versus catabolic imbalance, so cortisol to DHEA. So we really want to do more muscle building than muscle breaking down. Again, everything's in balance, homeostasis, so we need both. But tendency for endurance athletes to do too much cardio, not enough strength. So think about taking that as an opportunity right now to build up more muscles, as well as I said, yoga, taking the opportunity to do yoga right now, like the Yoga for Athletes video I did this morning with Baron Baptiste on YouTube. So really working on, creating a routine, finding your purpose, eating the right foods, taking the right supplements. I'll take a picture of my supplements. I just talked about which ones I take in the morning, but there's plenty other ones that I take, and work digestive enzymes when you're eating your food, and some people need HCl, betaine, and there's all sorts of things. So proper nutrition, nutrient absorption and breakdown is a really important part of our gut health. So next, I want to talk about my blog post I wrote, and I'll put the link in the show notes, how to stay healthy, well, and sane. So during our isolation period of time, we really want to work on this self-care, because the more stressed you are and have chronic stress issues, internal as well as external, we are depressing or decreasing or turning off our immune system. So I tried to explain that in a few different blogs, and I'll podcast about it, but really important right now to reduce those external stressors. So not exercising too much in overtraining, that's an additional external stress. There's a lot of anxiety and stress out there in our world because there's unknown. There's a lot of anger because our government is messed up, and Trump is going to give you a total stress breakdown if you listen to anything he says and watch him. But taking care of yourself is really important. So there's some information I posted about healthy gut is the secret to improving your immune system, and supplementation is really important. As I said, digestive enzymes, fish oils, probiotics, mitochondria support, B complex, antioxidants, and for sure vitamin C. Vitamin C, we talked about Dr. Myhill, and a lot of people are saying vitamin C, and their liposomal is always ideal because it absorbs better, but it's also sold out most places. So look on my full script link, I'll put in the show notes as well, that you can order immune boosting supplements from a practitioner. So you have to have an account under full script through a practitioner. So I'll put my link so you can order my suggestions on there. But vitamin C, 5 grams a day. So, each capsule usually is about 1,000 milligrams. So, right? 1,000, whatever. I know I had to take like 5 of them. So, or you can think emergency, wellness formula, stuff like that. It's beneficial. There's zinc, vitamin A, D, E, and K, selenium, antibacterial, herbals, and adaptogens we want to take. So a lot of things are selling out. There's a link to Natural Stacks. It's in Seattle. They have a really good vitamin C, and I like their magnesium for evening time. It's great. 3 different types of magnesium to absorb in your body and help your sleep and recovery. And every function in our body, we need zinc and magnesium, and all these different cofactors are necessary for our health. What else did I say? Oh, the Microbiome Labs, Omega Probiotics, good. They have their Omega fish oil now, Myco Balance, and the Restore Flora. So they have some really good options through Microbiome Labs. We've got immune boosting essential oils and Vibrant Blue, and then turmeric tonic and adaptogens from Further Food. They have this matcha green tea, and there's some other ones on there. But I think those are really good to take and beneficial. So I'll send you the link to read more about the immune system and how the importance of our immune system, these prior patches are in our gut, and the importance of doing the functional lab testing, I think, is really important right now. Really working on how to optimize your health by identifying those hidden internal stressors. One of mine is my next podcast I'm going to record to talk about my lab results I just got back. I've taken many functional labs over the years. I have a whole 3-ring binder of them. And a lot of these internal stressors with parasite, bacteria, infection, overgrowth, yeast overgrowth, E. coli, whatever you might have, are hidden and you don't know about it. I have no idea that I have H. pylori in my stomach organ. And these bugs I had tested 5 years ago, and they're still there. They're really hard to get rid of. I used to have blasto hominis. I had no idea. I don't have, gut dysfunction issues of, diarrhea, constipation, any of that kind of issues. But, the symptoms show up in different ways. If it's skin, if it's fatigue, if it's, poor recovery, eyesight. All these different things can be related to accumulation of external, internal stressors. And as an FDN practitioner, that's really what we're about, is chronic stress and identifying those external, internal, hidden stressors with our investigative process of identifying through functional labs and doing lots of different intake forms. I combine my nutritional therapy practitioner training and use a nutritional therapy assessment questionnaire, do a 3-day food log, tracking what you're eating, when you're eating, how you're eating, but putting symptoms on there. How's your digestion? Did you have brain fog? Did you have memory kind of feel off? Do you have headache? Do you have bloated stomach? Are you having diarrhea? Are you bloated? Are you gassy? Are you constipated? All these things we have to correlate together. So what we do in FDN is take all this information, and then we order functional labs, which I wouldn't, worry about getting the blood tests, which are the food sensitivity one, but the other labs you can order, get at your own house. You do the test and you can ship them from your house, or you have to go to the UPS, which I think that's okay to do. If you could drop stuff off at the UPS store, who knows? But it's really important, I think, to know about your gut health. And even if you can just do the stool test and the hormone test, it's the Dutch test you can put in the mail. It's a dried urine test that you do over a 24-hour period. And then I would suggest doing the GI map, or Vibrant Wellness has a GI test and a gut zoomer test, and they have a wheat zoomer, different food sensitivity panels you can do. But the stool test and urine test, and you can also do a metabolic assessment to measure oxidative stress, liver congestion, liver detoxification issues we can help identify, and also looking at protein digestion. So we can collect all this data. So we're getting clues, and you're collecting these clues and putting them into your file. So we're investigating all these different things, and then we correlate it all together, and it's just like a puzzle. You see people doing these huge puzzles right now, and that's what we do with your health. Figure out what's missing, and let's put it back into balance by adding the right nutrition, rest, exercise, sleep, and supplementation protocol, which is a Dress for Health Success protocol that works for you to bring your body back into optimal health. And I wish people would take this seriously and invest in their health, not necessarily selling my services, but just anybody, because this virus is just this wake-up call to how people don't take care of themselves. And you're the listener, you probably already doing a lot of self-care, but so many people that don't exercise, that don't eat real food, that don't digest their food properly, that eat a lot of the inflammatory foods, don't sleep right. It's really important to be going to bed, especially now. Getting your 7 to 9 hours of sleep, going to bed before 10 p.m. I'm afraid people are going to think, oh, I'm on, out of school, I'm out of work, we're at home, we're going to stay up and watch movies every night and stay up till 11 o'clock. Well, this is when you need to be asleep, like 9 o'clock. Get yourself to bed, read a book, get off social media, get off your computer devices, and start taking care of the whole you. Quality sleep is really essential to your repair, your recovery, detoxification, which is really essential to your immune system. So if you're not taking care of all these different elements, these lifestyle habits are really essential to optimizing your health and wellness right now. and always, but especially now. So those people that just think they can get away with not taking care of themselves because they look good on the outside, well, you don't know if you're healthy on the inside. You don't know if you have H. pylori, crypto, or blastohominus, or yeast overgrowth, or E. coli in overabundance. You don't know any of that unless you do this lab testing. I will do a podcast on my lab results, as I said, and I started to write a blog. If you are having your body run at like 50% and you think that's as good as it gets, but you don't realize that I'm running at half capacity and there's so much, I feel fine. But if I could be, I'm working at 100% capacity, I want that. I want to thrive each day and have energy and have amazing workouts and have a good aging process. So if you want to work on performance and longevity, you really need to do these lifestyle habits, but do the functional lab testing. So if you're interested in the Health Optimizer program or the 90-day program, plus, plus people add on longer, but just at least 90-day commitment, let me know. I do complimentary consultations. It's kind of an interview to see if this program's what you need and what you're looking for, because you need to be committed, because we meet every week. You have to follow the lifestyle habits, recommendations, and be motivated to take care of yourself. So self-care, self-awareness, wellness, we want to identify those clues, those stressors that are chronic, ongoing, nonstop, that are overloading your body and throwing you out of balance and decreasing your ability to run at 100% capacity. So we spend this money fixing our car, getting our bikes repaired, upgrading our equipment, but we don't do it to our own body and optimize our own health. So just I'm not selling anything. I'm just really worried about all these people not taking care of themselves. If you want to survive and fight this virus going around, then we need to really create this self-awareness, self-care campaign. And the WHOLESTIC Method is essential. It's not just going outside each morning. It's not just going for a 30-minute run. It's all these factors. As I said, sleep is important. Gratitude. I'm writing in my journal each night. And I love my journal because on the left side of the page, it has a positive quote. And kind of put that into perspective. Like, how's that going to help me relate to the next day? And so anyways, that's just my real thoughts with Debbie Potts podcast today. I did not even get to what I was going to today, talk about my blog about the gut health. And I will put links to my blogs in the show notes. But please, help other people stay healthy, create awareness. Go to my Facebook page, Low Carb Athlete. You can like it to get the updates. Spread this podcast out. We'll try to keep educating everyone on how to stay well. All right? So keep your strength up, keep positive. You have to put the oxygen mask on first, take care of yourself so you can help everybody else. So go laugh, see some friends, do some FaceTime with people, and stay connected with your community. All right? Big hug, elbow hug out there to you, and reach out if you have any questions, want a consultation, or want some other ideas to have me discuss on the podcast. All right, take care of you. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Low Carb Athlete Podcast. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, let us know on Facebook or at debbiepotts.net. You can help us to continue to grow by leaving a review on iTunes. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.